Hi there, this is Rob, VK2GOM, and also Golf Zero Mike Oscar Hotel, as you may gather from the accent. What I'm going to show you to do here is to program up the FT7800 for a 2-meter repeater frequency, and set it up and get it in the memory and get the repeater shift and tones, etc. all correct. So I'll show you how that's done. Let's first turn on the radio. Okay, 12.5 volts at the input, that's good. Okay, first of all, repeaters, they work on two frequencies, as you probably know. You've got the output frequency that you listen to, and the transmit frequency, which is offset. In the case of 2 meters, it's offset by 0.6 megahertz, 600 kilohertz, in either a plus or minus direction, depending on whereabouts in the band the repeater frequency is. Now, the repeater I'm going to program in is called VK2RDX, and its output frequency is 146.650, and it has a negative downgoing shift of 0.6 megahertz. So your transmit frequency to access the repeater is 146.050. So first thing to do on the radio is to ensure that we've got something called ARS, which is automatic repeater shift, and make sure that's enabled. And what that does, as you tune your radio into a repeater designated frequency, it automatically puts a shift in for you. So to do that, hold down the band set button to access the menu. Go to menu number 4, which you can see there is ARS. Press the band set button again, just once, momentarily. In our case, the ARS is on. Now, in your case, it might look like that, ARS is off, in which case, turn the main dial so it's on, hit band set momentarily to set it, then hold down band set to exit again. The second thing we need that's fairly important, the repeaters around here, at least in New South Wales, most of them require a 123 Hertz tone to access. So what we're going to do is set up the access tone. Same again, hold down the band set key to enter the menu, and item number 44 is the tone frequency. So go to 44 on the display, nearly there, 44, there we go. Again, momentarily hit the band set to see what it's set to. Okay, at the moment we're set to 100 Hertz. So rotate the dial to set your local tone frequency. You can find that out perhaps off the internet for the repeater, or ask the repeater owner if it requires a tone, and if so, what that frequency is. So we set 123 Hertz. Dab the band set button again to enter it, and then hold down band set to exit. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is actually tune to the repeater output, which is 146.650. Now watch what happens on the display once we get into the repeater region, which is 146.6 upwards. We're getting there, 146.6. See that little minus appear? What that means is the automatic repeater shift that we enabled a few minutes ago is now enabled. So if I just momentarily key up, you'll see the transmit frequency drop to 146.0. There it goes. That's the auto shift in action. So let's carry on to 146.650. Okay, that's the output of the repeater, and the input frequency when we transmit will go to 146.050, and it's showing we've got the minus at the top of the display there. Next thing we want to enable is the access tone that we programmed up earlier. Now we do that by hitting the tone button over on towards the left there. Just dab it once, it says ENC, encoder, and just leave it, and you'll see the ENC remains on the display. So we're pretty much ready to go. We've got the frequency, we've got the shift, and we've got the tone. So next thing we want to do is write it into a memory, and we do that by holding down the memory write key until it beeps. Okay, now it's asking us to choose a memory there. So if we go to our next free memory, which in our case happens to be 29, you hold down VM again, the memory write key, until it beeps, a long beep, and then it's asking us to give it a label, and we use the dial knob to select letters and numbers, So I'm going to actually put in VK2RDX. Let's go scroll through the alphabet and all the characters and numbers. So V, we've got the V. Momentarily hit the band set button, don't hold it in. It moves to the next character. You find it's quicker as well if you rotate left to get letters and to the right to get numbers. So there's the VK, dab that. 2, dab. Go to the left, and we want to enter RDX. R. D. X. There we go. And when we hit this, it's committed to memory now. We're still in VFO mode where we can tune around, but if we hit now the memory key, that's memory number 1, but going around back to number 29, there's VK2RDX, and it's all programmed up. We've got the encoder enabled, we've got the minus shift enabled, and that's in the memory and ready to go. And likewise, I've got all my other repeaters all stored in here. There's VK2RCZ in action. And again with the encoder showing, and this is a positive shift in this case, so as you transmit, you're transmitting on a higher frequency. And sort of going around my memories there, but you can see there VK2RDX is programmed in. It's exactly the same procedure for programming 70 centimeters memories, as well as other 2 meter repeater memories, and you can just continue filling up your memories with your repeater stations. So the critical things to remember is the ARS is on to give you your repeater shift. Make sure your tone setting in terms of the hertz frequency is correct for the repeater, and that's about all there is to it. So any questions, please drop me a line and let me know. 7 3s. This is VK2GOM.